Hi guys, and welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. The Soph and Meg show is back. You know what? I'm actually smiling, Meg. I'm smiling for once after United game. Yesterday, I'm still buzzing from it. I'm still buzzing from it. But firstly, how are you doing, Meg?
I'm good, thank you. Do you know what? Last minute winners are something else, aren't they?
They
Like that
are
very last. They you can play terribly all game, and then if you have a last minute winner, it can completely change things.
you know what? Cavani, when he was coming on, he hadn't even laced his boots up. He was stood on the side of the pitch. I remember the commentator making comments like saying, "Surely he's known about this change for a long time and kind of getting on his back, and to come on and have an assist and score 2 goals, like game changer, Meg. Absolute game changer."
What he brought in to do. Surely that's what we brought him in to do. I will say this straight away because I messaged him yesterday. Aaron has been banging on about Cavani ever since we signed him, and I feel like he's come good for Aaron because if it had gone the other way, Aaron would probably hide him. But I have to say that props to him because he's backed him ever since. And I remember we were signing Cavani, and I was a bit like, I just don't feel like he's going to make the impact um that I wanted him to have. You know, when we had Zlatan, and I was a bit like, oh, but Zlatan was this big name. I know Cavani's a big name as well, but Zlatan just came with this whole persona about him as well. And I probably wasn't as excited as I should have been. But I did say that he was a poacher in that box, and he came through yesterday. Some of the first goal of his, I said it to you off air. It was so instinctive,
Yeah.
that little header, that little movement to go towards the ball rather than everyone else standing still. He was the one to react. So,
Yeah, we've
whew.
got no other player for me who reacts like that in the box. We've got no other player who does that. Yes, Martial, I rate him, but for me, he hasn't got that instinct. Like you say, Cavani's well experienced and he brings that, doesn't he? But I just loved it yesterday. I loved the way that second half we had to improve. We did improve. And we were talking off camera just making, you mentioned it. Obviously, first half, we were 2-0 down. It wasn't looking good. However, we still had chances, didn't we? We still could have quite easily scored at least 2 goals in that first half.
Yeah, it was about getting in good positions, and perhaps that's what we need to learn from that. That we need to be clinical. We don't need to just be getting in good positions. We need somebody like a Cavani who knows where the goal is at the end of all that movement. Um, we should have scored in that first half. Bruno should have finished that opportunity definitely. Obviously, we hit the outside of the post as well. So I think creating good opportunities is fine, but there's got to be some form of like clinical being at the end of it. So we need to make
Yeah.
sure that they're being transferred into goals.
Yeah, I saw someone made a comment saying Greenwood didn't have a good game. I have to agree with that, to be fair. I was disappointed when he didn't score, when he rounded the keeper. You expect him to put them away. However, he's still young, and I think it was kind of a reality check for a lot of people that he is a still very young player. He hasn't really been playing much lately as well. But I think we'll see more of him against PSG. But going ahead of that game, Meg, can you see anyone other than Cavani starting? Martial today, I think he's trained for 11 minutes or something. Still isn't fit. Still isn't feeling well, so he got sent away. So it looks like it's the choice between you've obviously got Rashford, Cavani, and then Greenwood. I mean, how do you see that panning out? Do you think we'll start with Cavani?
It would almost be nice to, people have said this about Liverpool about how are they going to fit all those players on their four attacking options, should I say? They're four really, isn't there? And Klopp the other week started all of them. I'd love to see Cavani with Rashford and Greenwood either side and play all three. That is an
Yeah.
option to go with. Although he at the moment obviously going with that little the narrow diamond really. But it could happen. They could all be on the same pitch at the same time.
Yeah, I want to say props. I saw this comment regarding De Gea. Hopefully, De Gea is going to be okay, David. I agree with you. But Henderson, he came into the fold. It's a tough, especially for a goalkeeper. I think coming into a game is tough. 2-0 down as well. But he looked assured to me. His distribution is good. And to be honest, I wouldn't be disappointed if Henderson got the start against PSG. I think he's been waiting for a break. Obviously, nobody wishes an injury on a player, and that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that Henderson he's been given a little opportunity now, and I think he'll take it. I really do believe in him. What do you think, Meg? Do you think Henderson is good enough to be starting for us in the Champions League?
Yeah, I think he is good enough, and I think it's a great opportunity for him. If you're going to be a second goalkeeper and play cup games, obviously the more you go through the cups, you presume the harder the teams get. So whilst he's got the opportunity to play a harder team early on in the season, I think that's great, and I think he looked assured. He was confident when he came on. So why not? If he's going to roll with that, then that's a great time to be able to say, right, you can come and play. But from what I've just read, Manchester Evening News just put about the interview with Ollie saying that they hope De Gea will be okay for Wednesday, but maybe it's mind games. Who knows? He'll start.
Who knows? But like, it's good to be in that position, and I think George mentioned it there. Like for a long time now, we've had possibly the best reserve keeper in the league. Obviously, we've had Romero there for a while. Never seemed to let the club down. I feel hurt by the way that he's been treated. Obviously, the rumours that have been circling around him and stuff, and I don't feel we've done him justice because I think Romero was a great number two, but then Henderson is kind of continuing that, isn't he? And not only a number two, Henderson long term will be number one, no doubt about that. He'll be England's number one, and I still believe he'll be United's.
Yeah, and I think I just feel like it's a really good opportunity to play a good team so early on. So I think if you've got somebody like a number two like Henderson, who we're looking to be number one in the future, this is a perfect match for him to showcase as well. Not just us, but for him to showcase what he can do.
Yeah. Jason, you know what you got to do against PSG. Every time he left the room, United scored. I hate it when that happens. That normally happens to me, to be fair. So yeah, make sure you keep leaving that room against PSG anyway. Dougie, I don't think Van der Beek is injured. He did post that picture of his swollen ankle after the game, said welcome to the Premier League, didn't he? But Van der Beek, he's played. Obviously, we started with more of a diamond, but playing in that midfield again with Bruno on the pitch, they're proving that they can make it work. For me, he's a player now that needs to start. Like, he's such a talented player. He's such a tidy player, always looking forwards, and I feel like we've lacked that massively. So positive on the ball, Meg, and I just love the guy.
Is he your new favourite?
I just love him. I just love Donny. No, he's not my favourite. Rashford's my favourite. I keep saying that, but Donny, like, I don't know, he just seems. He's got the work ethic as well. You can see that, but he doesn't hide. He's always wanting to get on the ball. Like I say, always wanting to pass forward. He's taking them risks. And when we move the ball quicker, when we move the ball forwards, that's where we're at most dangerous. And I think Donny has been a really positive addition. And we said, didn't we? We couldn't see where he's going to fit in. We couldn't see how Ollie was going to work it. Slowly now, it seems that we're finding that actually Bruno and Van der Beek can play. And I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah, I think that formation's really suiting him as well. Look, you want to get a good run of games. Any player wants to play. So I think he's getting a good run of games. We saw it with Fred last season. When they play, they seem to be getting better and better and better. So long may it continue.
Definitely. Tellers is George's new favourite player. Every time I see him, even instead of Shaw, I cry tears of happiness. What's your thoughts on so far, Meg? What you've seen of Tellers? Do you like what you see?
Yeah, I think the way that he can ping a ball is amazing. I love that. He seems to put like dangerous crosses in, not just like lofted crosses. They're more direct. They hit it sometimes a little bit flatter. Yeah, I think he's a good addition to the team.
Definitely. I'm just looked up there. Fulham are currently 1-0 up against Leicester, and they've got a penalty right now as well. Cavero, I think, is taking it when he used to play for Wolves. So yeah, Leicester losing again. Interesting start of the season for them. So I'm just keeping you guys informed. United Waves in the chat. Hello to John. He said, good evening. Love to Soph and Meg. Hope you're both well. Love to the chat. If you're new here, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate that. Please hit that sub button, guys. We're heading towards that 15k. If we can get it before Christmas, that would be amazing. So I appreciate it. But Southampton, we say the positives in the attacking. Van der Beek, we mentioned Bruno scoring yet again. Cavani coming on, having the impact. Rashford had a quiet game, in my opinion, didn't do a lot. Greenwood didn't do a lot, but we know we've got so much talent going forwards. But for me, Meg, the worry, especially with PSG coming up, is the conceding of the goals, the defending.
It's just surely before anyone plays Southampton, they say limit the set pieces in terms of corners. If you cannot do a corner, brilliant. No silly free kicks around the box because upsets James Ward-Prowse. Free kick speciality. Corner, set pieces, whips in dangerous balls. Shock horror, we concede. The only time we concede is the 2 goals, and they're both direct from a free kick and off a corner. So yeah, that needs to be translated clearer, and players need to understand when you've got somebody like that on a team that you're playing against, you can't give silly free kicks away. You can't. You need to be able to save corners going out. Like as if it was like a goal. Don't give them that opportunity. That is so so important when you've got players that you're playing against that are just class. And James Ward-Prowse is class at free kicks.
I remember saying, I literally did a video on Saturday and people in the chat can back me up. I said, we can't concede stupid free kicks in and around. Fred needs to be careful with those stupid fouls in and around the box because Ward-Prowse will punish us. And the second that free kick was conceded, you know, when you just know, I knew it already, it's 2-0. I knew it. And he did it. I mean, people criticising De Gea. Meg, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, he got a hand to it. It was literally millimetres inside the post, bear in mind. Do you think it's harsh to judge De Gea on that? Get in the chat, guys, and let me know as well. Was De Gea at fault for the Ward-Prowse free kick?
I think you've got to give it to James Ward-Prowse that he's got it up and over the wall, and like you said, it is so close to like almost hitting the post. You're almost hitting the inside of the post there, aren't you? He's bent it round, so it's not. Should we say it's not De Gea's side? So if you're going, if it was just a few bit towards the middle of the goal, then you'd say De Gea would have saved it. But he's obviously put it so precisely towards that post, towards the inside of that post, that you can't get to it. So to be fair, for me, I'm just going to give it to James Ward-Prowse that it was a good free kick. The only thing that I'd say De Gea, it's at goalkeeper height, isn't it? It's not top corner. It's at goalkeeper level.
Yeah,
but
definitely. Yeah, I think if it was higher, you'd say, "Oh, what a free kick." When it's slightly down, because he got a hand to it, I think that's when you think, "Oh, De Gea should have done better." But for me, to even get his hand to it, I think is incredible because the way that, like you say, it's not his side, the speed at which he whips the ball in Ward-Prowse. He got a full hand to it, but I think it's just when it's De Gea, you just, I don't know. You call him the cap because you just expect him to reach everything. But I think it was a very good free kicking. You have to say credit to Ward-Prowse. He's proving yet again his ability is just top notch, and he's just so effective from those positions. But set pieces in particular, Meg, are a worry for me. People are saying we shouldn't be doing zonal marking on corners.
I was going to say, I'm just reading some of the comments, and Maguire's getting a bit of stick. But if you watch the goal back, it was Rashford that lost his player. And for me, you take full responsibility. If your player scores, it's down to you. And I'm not slating Rashford because there's obviously bodies in the way. You're trying to concentrate on where the ball's coming in. You've got your player as well. So you're trying to work out, you're looking at your player, looking at the ball. But you can't slate Maguire, who's not the responsibility.
Yeah. I think, look, defensively as a unit, I'm not even talking about individual goals right now. I'm talking about the trust element. I don't trust that we're not going to concede a goal. I don't trust we're not going to make a stupid mistake or someone's not going to track the runner. I just don't feel we're organised enough at the back. How many times have you seen me look absolutely all over the place? And that has to come from Ollie and the coaches. We need to be more disciplined at the back because we look a bit all over the place. And I'm not saying we haven't improved. I do think we have. Tellez coming in does improve us as well. But I just feel like, I don't know, we need to kind of be sturdied up a bit at the back. And it's an awkward one, is it? Because I would always sit here and say attack is the best form of defence. And as long as we're outscoring the opposition, I'm happy. That's how I feel. I'm happy about that. But at the same time, you see some of the goals that we're conceding and you're scratching your head. Like I say, Fred conceding that free kick. Surely they're briefed a million times before that game. Do not concede fouls outside of the box because we know what they can do. And yet we still do it. So I think it's that trust element, isn't it, Meg? I don't fully trust that we're not going to concede every game.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading comments and people are still blaming Maguire. And where was the one I just read? About Maguire being the free man. Now I play that position. And I play that free player normally. Now that's fine as long as the ball comes towards the middle. I'm not saying right if it goes to the front post, that's not me. Even though I'm a free person and that ball was front post, there's no way. If Maguire goes charging over there, I guarantee he gives a penalty away because he will go through so many players to get there. But for me, I think if you are a free person, you man the middle of the goal because that tends to be where the ball. And if the ball goes towards the back post, that's not a whipped ball. That's more of a lofted ball. So you've got more opportunity to get towards the back post.
I was going to say, I think
towards the front post, it's normally a quicker delivery.
Yeah.
And there should be people there. There was 2 players there. Rashford was marking. I think someone put it was Tellez.
Tellez was there as well.
Post.
Tellez was there. Yeah. He just went over Tellez.
Between them pair, they need to take responsibility to who's going to meet the ball and clear it, not Maguire.
I think as well, Ward-Prowse, you mentioned his free kick ability, but I think he deserves credit as well. I thought he was a great ball in. It was a hard one to defend. It was a well-planned routine. They obviously planned that on the training ground and it worked. And I think these things happen. But I'm talking about, we're playing against PSG next game and we need to tighten up defensively. And yeah, I think it's just an organisation thing. Should Maguire be marking? Should Maguire be the free man? Who knows? But we just need to sort it out. We need to stop conceding and stop looking so shaky as well every time we concede a set piece, because I do think we look shaky, especially when teams breaking us as well. But just there's gaps everywhere, and I just think we need to be a bit more secure at the back. But like I said, that does have to come from the coaches and Ollie, doesn't it? But Maguire, he gets a lot of stick. But someone mentioned it earlier. Lindelof, I felt had a decent game yesterday. Kind of goes under the radar, doesn't it? Because so much focus on Harry Maguire because of the price tag, because of what's going on, and because he's captain. Lindelof goes under the radar, but I thought he was decent again yesterday. What's your thoughts on Lindelof, mate?
Someone just put that they don't see him here long term. I actually think that he brings Manchester United experience now. Somebody needs to tell me how long he's been here to start with, but I do feel like he's quite settled at Manchester United. He had that season. When was it? Not the end of last season, so it must have been the season before, where he was literally known as the Iceman. Some of the touches, he made my heart skip a beat. Because sometimes when he did things in his defensive half, I thought, what has gone through his mind? He's got confidence. He's got some big balls to be doing that in his defensive half, right? But I think he just gets unnecessarily slated a lot of times.
I think I've said this before with Lindelof. I think Meg's lagging a little bit. Are you back, Meg? Are you back with us? I think Lindelof is a player who he gets slated because I think he has got a mistake in him. However, I've said before, Champions League football seems to suit him better. I don't know if the Premier League is too physical. He can be quite vulnerable against the big centre forwards. But in the Champions League, like you say, the Iceman is composed on the ball. I do think he tries to play that forward pass every now and again. However, he doesn't seem so confident in doing that these days. We tend to pass sideways passes, other than Bruno, Van der Beek coming in as well. But yeah, Lindelof is composed, he's quick, he reads the game well. It's always been the physicality that's worried me with him, to be honest. I feel like he gets pushed off, it can get bullied sometimes, which is why I think in Europe he looks good.
Yeah, I think he reads the game, doesn't he, really well.
Yeah.
Like you just said, I think that's probably where his strength lies more than the whole physicality side. But no, people talk about speed at the back, and I do feel like if Maguire and Lindelof have probably got the best relationship and partnership across the board at Manchester United in terms of defenders.
Yeah, I think that's who Ollie trusts. That's who Ollie trusts the most, isn't it? You can see that that's his go-to partnership, definitely. But yeah, Lindelof, I feel I agree with Jay. Your comment earlier, he said that nobody seems to mention that, so I felt like I should mention that Lindelof actually had a decent game yesterday. A lot of scrutiny is on Maguire a lot of the time, and he goes under the radar when he plays well, so he deserves the praise there. Edison Cavani, though, Meg, the experience he's brought to us, the 2 goals he added yesterday, the assist as well. We were expecting him to hit the ground running probably as much as he has done. There's no doubt about his ability, his talent, his experience, as I've already mentioned. He's a very good player, but we were all questioning his age and whatnot. He's played 2 games in a week. He scored, obviously, at the weekend again. He scored against Everton the weekend before that as well. I'm just so impressed with him. But then obviously this Instagram post happened and he made some kind of comment that's been misinterpreted. He's had to come out and apologise about it. He was saying it was a comment towards his friend. He was just simply congratulating him on the game and he was just thanking him for that. He's come out and apologised. I mean, do you think it's just simply that? It's a misunderstanding and it's an education thing. Cavani needs to be told, obviously, that it's not acceptable to do such things, especially on social media, because we know how things are taken out of context as well, Meg.
And this is the issue, isn't it? That I think not just footballers, but everybody has to understand that if it is just a comment between friends, the whole world can see it, and there's no dialect. It's just how you read it. I could write something, and if you're in a bad mood, you can take that one of 2 ways. So I think if it is a comment that he's made to his friend, he needs to understand that people can take that and interpret it how they want, and a lot of people will interpret it not how he thinks he's saying it.
Yeah, And a lot of people would compare it to Suarez thing. I'm not sitting here saying I think Cavani's a racist. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's been taken completely out of context, like I say, and I don't agree with the comparisons. But at the same time, I do agree that there is an education element there. This will be a lesson now to Cavani, I'm sure, and he'll learn from it. And I deleted it soon after, didn't he, as well? But yeah, I think on a day where it was so positive for Cavani to then see that come out last night, I was a bit obviously taken back by it. But I'm not. I'm moving on from that already, to be honest with you. I'm sure he's as well, and I'm sure the club are. But I just felt it was important to say that I don't think he's a racist. I think it was taken into context. However, obviously, there is an education element there. Cavani needs to know that this is a lesson. You can't be doing stuff like that. It's not acceptable. But a lot of people are saying, I mean, George has said here, apparently the FA rule is a minimum of a 3-game ban. Now, if that's the case, with a pending ban coming his way, do you think that that's more reason to start him against PSG? His old club should be feisty.
I think if he is going to be banned, then he probably will play Wednesday to ensure that he gets some time and hopefully get some goals for us. But it's a difficult one, isn't it? If he has taken it out of context, like I said, it's there for the whole world to see, and they will interpret it how they want to interpret it. Now, you need to ensure that what you're putting online, this, like I said, this goes for anybody. If you put something online for the whole world to see, you need to ensure that it's black and white. It's, you know exactly what you said.
Yeah, I saw a tweet earlier as well in regards to Cavani's age, because we were all saying that he's on his way out of football now. His legs are going. He's past it. Well, we weren't saying that, but as fans, people were saying that. Should have rephrased that. And then obviously Thiago Silva went to Chelsea, both from PSG, both aging, getting on in their careers, and they're both proving that in the Premier League, age is just a number, Meg. I mean, Cavani's exceeding expectations. Thiago, we know he's a leader, but he's been playing well for Chelsea as well. I just hope it continues. Not for Chelsea, of course.
I was going to say just for Cavani. Well, if age is just a number, then let's just bring Ronaldo back as well. He's getting on a little bit, and I'm pretty sure he could still kill it in the Premier League. So I'm here for that.
I'm definitely here for that as well, 100%. But going into that PSG game, Meg, how confident are you feeling? I mentioned it looks like Martial is not going to be available. Van der Beek had a swollen ankle. I'm hoping that he'll be available. De Gea, you mentioned, is a doubt, but could still be available. Shaw's going to be out as well. Teller's had a bit of a knock. Fingers crossed he's going to be okay. So there's a few knocks in there, but going into this game, surely we need to take more confidence. It's like you mentioned, the last-minute winner. It's something else, isn't it?
It is. It gives you like an absolute buzz that perhaps had we won 3-2 in the 70th minute, you wouldn't feel as like happy or as passionate like straight after the game as you do when you've just scored a last-minute winner. But like you said, a few knocks in there. Hopefully, the ones that aren't as serious are literally a couple of days worth, and they're back for Wednesday. But we always show up at these games. We show up against big teams, just not against Spurs. But we show up in the Premier League and in the Champions League. I feel like if they do it again, they need a round of applause to take 6 points off PSG, to do it home and away.
I'm not writing us off. You should never write us off, definitely. It's a big game for us. Obviously, if we win that, I think we're all but through. So definitely a massive game. I just want to see more of the same, to be honest with you, especially in that second half. I think the way that we attacked, little 1-2s around the box, Van der Beek, like I said, dictating, Bruno getting in and around the box. We know he's got a goal in him. Cavani having that impact as well. I just hope we kick on from that positive. First half, we still create chances, and that's what I'm hopeful for. But you just can't rely on us defensively. That's my concern. We cannot sit back, for example, and try and counter because it's done it. I don't know if I trust us defensively to do that. But yeah, I'm feeling positive going into it. I think you have to, after the result at the weekend, you have to feel positive. And Rahul's made a funny point. He says, don't let our results overshadow the fact that Arteta ball is non-existent. Arteta, Arsenal, getting a lot of stick lately. Obviously, yesterday Wolves beat them. I firstly want to say that I hope Raul Jimenez recovers. Obviously, he's in hospital at the moment. The news is positive. The news is that he's conscious, I believe. I think he's had some surgery. But best wishes to him, and I hope that obviously he recovers, because it's horrible incident what happened. I personally couldn't watch it back because I hate seeing stuff like that. But obviously, I'm just saying, Meg, Raul Jimenez, hope he recovers from that horrible clash yesterday with David Luiz. It's horrible to see that. Great result for Wolves on the other hand, though, and I'm sure they did that for Raul Jimenez as well. It's a nice little tribute. But Arsenal, Meg, what's going on with them?
We love it. They are. Where are they? Let me just I've got the Premier League table up, but I've got to scroll down a bit.
I was going to say you might have to scroll a bit, yeah.
They're not on the top of the screen, so I've got to just scroll down. There they are, sat in 14th.
Wow.
14th. Only if Fulham stay 2-0 up, or if they get a win, they're only a 2-game swing down to 17th. So they'll only be sat on top of the relegation pile. But look, like I've said it all along about Arsenal, they're probably my biggest rivals. I know a lot of people say that Liverpool and Man City, obviously we've got the derby against Man City, and Liverpool are what a lot of people class as our biggest rivals, and they are.
Yeah.
But the game against Arsenal and as long as Manchester United finish above Arsenal, it's a good season for me. It's a good time.
You can't say that. You can't say that because Arsenal could be bottom and we could be one place ahead of them. No,
well, I would never say
I agree.
We've got, but
yeah, regardless, we have to be ahead of them. I agree with that. Jason, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Sophie, do a show naming United's greatest team who are flops. I'm working on the defence now. Sorry for changing the topic. Meg, Soph and Meg show. We could do that maybe next time around. I'm interested to see that one, definitely. Thanks for the suggestion.
There's been a few.
Yeah, Alex Marmon, thank you for the super chat. He says Cavani made the comment to a friend as a compliment to his friend for giving him nice feedback. The issue is he used a word which would be fine in Uruguay, but not here. Cultural difference. Exactly. That's what I mean. I think it's an educational thing. Cavani needs to know that that kind of term isn't acceptable, etc., etc. But yeah, I agree. I don't think. I mean, he took it down straight away and apologised. I don't think we need to dwell on it too much. But it does look like there could be a ban heading his way. But it's a shame as well because obviously the format seems to be getting at the moment. But like I say, PSG, his old club, he'll be wanting to score on Wednesday. I'm just hoping that he gets the start. To be fair, I was a bit gutted he wasn't starting against Southampton. I thought he did enough to start, but he's getting on, like I said, and maybe it is that element of so many games in a week. But PSG, I'm sure his eyes lit up when he realised that he could possibly be starting in that game.
I don't mind him not starting if he's going to come on and score 2 and make the impact that he's had.
True.
2 goals and an assist. So if he's not starting, okay, it's a little bit gutting. But if you're going to come on and play like that and impact that like that, then stay on the bench for a little bit and then come on.
I agree completely. I think Tuanzebe's still out, I believe. Isn't he suspended for PSG? He had a yellow card against Istanbul, didn't he? So it looks like it'll be. Are we going to? Last time we played them, we played with 5, didn't we, with the wing backs? And Luke Shaw was the left centre back. Luke Shaw isn't in, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the defence in that one. But what's your score predictions, Meg, for the PSG game? Obviously, it's hard because we know we've got certain players who are injured and we need more news on them. But based on the result from yesterday, based on the form we're in at the moment, how confident are you feeling?
I think it's going to be a battle of the defences again, isn't it? We said this last time and about having goals, and their weakest part of their team is the defence, and you'd say the same about ours. Look, like I said, I'd like to take the 6 points off them. So obviously every United fan wants a win, but I'm going to go for the win. And I'm going to go with a 2-1.
Who's going to score?
Cavani. And Van der Beek.
Okay. Someone Torsten said which one of us two is better in football. 2 completely different players. I think that's my only response to that. Guys, get in the chat and let me know what your score predictions are. We're 2 different players. You can't say. Meg's a centre back, so she's like the rock at the back, wins all the headers. I don't win many headers. I'm quite short, really. I don't win many headers, but I was more of the technical midfielder. Would you say, Meg? So completely different players.
Yeah, I think Soph's got very plays with glue on her feet. So you're probably better with the ball and the trickery and dribbling, whereas I would say I'm probably not better without the ball, but I'm better at defending.
Yeah, definitely. I can't defend.
So's the Paul Scholes challenger, whereas I'm probably better at running with the ball. Because I'd like to go on adventures from the back.
She does definitely do that. Right, let's have a look at some of these predictions. 2-1 United win. 3-1 United win. 2-2. 2-2. Few people say 2-2. So it says if we beat
2-2 is...
PSG, we are basically through on top as well. To be fair, a point as well, you'd say. Yeah, but you've always got to want the win. You've always got to want the win. You know what? It's hard for me to disagree with what you said, a 2-1. I think, no, Rashford will bag because he tends to just want to score against PSG. I don't know what it is. The dramatic penalty and obviously the dramatic win the last time around as well. It's loves playing against PSG.
I'm laughing. So just put Meg, are you slab head? You see my forehead.
Yeah. Harry Maguire.
Don't. That's gonna. That's gonna be like what I'm gonna hear from now on.
Harry Maguire. I love it. Meg equals Vidic.
I want to see that in the comments.
That's a good.
I take Meg equals Vidic. 100%. I'd take Vidic.
Harry Maguire. That's amazing. I'm buzzing with that one. 2-1 to PSG. Ollie out. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But you can't take Ollie out immediately after we lose one game anyway. But we're not going to lose.
Who's in Ollie out? No, come on.
Bruno scores far too many penalties. It's getting embarrassing. Did you not see the half volley he scored the other day from the edge of the box though? And he didn't score a penalty at the weekend either. I don't find it embarrassing personally. I love it every time he gets a penalty because I know it rattles so many fans across the globe. Bruno Fernandes, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, definitely. Maguire, there you go. It's in the chat. Maguire,
yeah, thanks.
Get it trending. Get it trending.
Sorry, have you seen the comments coming in? Maguire, sorry, Maguire.
At least, I've got Soph as my Twitter name. I think Maguire needs to be yours.
I don't think it will be.
I love it. Yeah, so I'm going to say 2-1 prediction. Rashford and Cavani. I'm going to go with a Cavani goal. Rashford and Cavani to score. For them, I don't know. I'm probably going to say another set piece conceding. I don't think we'll. I don't know because we haven't got Tuanzebe to body Mbappe this time. We haven't got Tuanzebe to body him, put him in his pocket.
He played so well last time against him.
It did. Yeah, it did. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to score for PSG, but I do think we'll concede. But I'm going to say a 2-1 win. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says 3-1 United. Fred, Van der Beek, and Lindelof, Maguire own goal. Not a bad shout. Should put a bet on it. Definitely might earn something back if you get it right. The amount of people, by the way, on Twitter I saw who predicted that we were going to win 3-2 against Southampton and that Cavani was going to come on and score. Have you seen some of the tweets that were from the day before and people have been retweeting it? Like so many people, I think like you should have put a bet on that. You'd have got some decent money back. But yeah. Bruno and Cavani will score. It's hard to ever say that Bruno won't score, isn't it? He tends to. Well, he's always involved. He's either assisting or he's scoring. So yeah, Meg with a bling bling. 1-1. Martial and Mbappe. It looks likely Martial's going to be playing, but I hope he does recover in time. And like Rahul, I think said earlier, hopefully it's not the virus that he's got. And Martial he's ill, but he does recover quickly as well. And then Mel Bob says, let's judge Ollie at the end of the season. Come on, United. Exactly. Let's not fluctuate between game on game. Let's not just be reactionary based on the result. Let's judge him, give him time and judge him from there. Definitely. And surely it's written in the stars that Cavani will score against PSG. Fingers crossed that happens. And fingers crossed we get the win along with that as well. But yeah, I'm feeling confident going into it. I love watching Champions League football.
Have you just seen Josh's comments, though, by the way? I've got a bone to pick with you about this, and I'll do it live on air.
You know what? I realised it ages after. I thought, oh no, what if people haven't watched it? And I've just tweeted it, and I thought it's too late now. It's too late.
I couldn't watch it because Josh was at work, and the good wife that I am was like, I'll wait to watch it with you. So I've managed to avoid it. And then I just went onto Twitter. I thought nobody will tweet about it. I couldn't see anything about it. Who do I see pop up? You. I was like, oh my God, I know who wins, and I haven't even watched it. And I was so desperate not to know who won.
I know the exact feeling, because I did the same thing last year. I mistakenly went on Twitter before watching it, and I saw someone tweet the winner, and I was like, oh. So I had to watch it in silence.
And then you went and did it.
And then I did it, and I realised after, and I was like, oh, it's too late now. I've already gone and done it.
I messaged Joshua. I was like, do not go on Sophie's Twitter because she's put the name of the winner on there. So
my bad. I apologise. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says Keno is gold on Sky Sports. He called out the Arsenal cheerleaders, including Tim Cahill, after they lost to Wolves. It doesn't hold back, does he? Does not hold back, Roy Keane, and I do love that about him. But it does scare me a bit at the same time. I've got to be honest. I think it's Michelle. I didn't leave the United stand. No, I'm still very much part of it. Whenever Mark or Flex want me, I'm there and waiting. I've just got that. I've still got a positive relationship with them. I'm just waiting on the call, basically, guys. But no, I haven't left at all. Still very much respect between myself and the United stand. Roy Keane is my favourite pundit. He's entertaining. I like Evra as well, though. But Roy Keane, he just says it how it is. He doesn't hold back. I do like that about him, definitely. Meg heading the ball like Phil Jones. I don't think I've seen a face tackle from Meg. That's one thing I'd say. I don't think I've seen that on the floor face challenge. Unfortunately, I haven't.
There's still time. There's still time.
And then Rahul says any FIFA screens coming back. Any chance we'll get one screen a week? I'm going to do my best. It's my Elgato that's playing up at the moment, hence why I had the technical difficulties at the end, the last one. But I'm definitely going to get some PS5. I'm playing a bit of clubs at the moment, so I will have some content coming out on another channel, which I'll tweet out definitely. But yeah, there will be more FIFA content on here. I promise you that, guys. I'm just trying to fix the technology. Who would have it? It's just a nightmare. But yeah, I'll do my best, guys. But all that's left to say, guys, it's been an amazing show as always. Please go and follow Megan on all our socials. Meg, if you can just shout out where people can find you as well.
You can find me at Megan Can with an underscore. And back on here, we're hoping to do one after the PSG game at some point. I will have to catch up because we're out of lockdown and I'm heading back to football on Wednesday. So
I bet you're buzzing to get back though.
I am. I can't wait. I cannot wait. You know when you've been watching football and you can't really go and play. So yeah. I'm very much looking forward to going back on Wednesday. But I will miss the games. I'm hoping that by the time I finish, I'm going to finish to good news.
Yeah, go and follow Maguire, guys, on social media.
I'm never going to live that down. Does Meg have the pink boots? Someone just the super chat. Does Meg have the pink boots? No. If I wore pink boots, my team would not let me near the pitch. I must not allow them. I'm a centre back. Centre back should have black boots only. No need for any funky colours. Just gonna get boots that will just do the job.
Meg's like, I stand out by being outstanding. Yeah, not my boots.
Soph said it. Soph said it, everybody. Soph said it. That's it. I don't need to disagree. Soph said it.
I'm renaming the show, by the way. Soph and Maguire show. That's going to be the new name as of next time. Take care, guys. Hit the like button, please. I'd appreciate it. Drop a comment on the video later. If I haven't read your chat out, I do apologise. But we will respond there. We always check the comments. And of course, if you are new and you like the content, hit the sub button as well. We'll be back soon. Take care until then.